Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little bit of something different for my channel. I don't do a lot of current events, so I wanted to look at a couple things. I wanted to look at the Jerry Falwell Jr. scandal and check into whether the pool boy Giancarlo Granda is telling the truth about the involvement of Jerry Falwell Jr. I believe there is some evidence about his wife, so that I guess can't be denied. But it looks like Jerry Falwell Jr. is trying to deny that he had any part of this. He's kind of, he's kind of throwing his wife under the bus because it's just kind of out there already, the proof. So I wanted to look at that, and I also want to look at there was one other thing I wanted to look at, and that is the COVID-19 numbers for the United States, the death numbers. I've kind of been paying attention to a little bit of social media and the skepticism of some that the numbers are either inflated or not accurate, even maybe not being truly as like some deaths are not even being reported, like it could even be lower. The death counts could be actually higher than they're being reported. So it's kind of both ways. So I kind of want to look at that also. All right, so let's dive in. I'm going to just be using a couple decks. I'm going to use my tarot deck, and I'm also going to be using my, it's called the Twin Flames Soulmates deck as clarifiers, okay? All right, so let's find out what's going on with Giancarlo Granda. Let's ask, Spirit, is Giancarlo Granda telling the truth about Jerry Falwell Jr., his involvement in the scandal with Jerry Falwell Jr.'s wife, the affair with the pool boy? Is it true that Jerry Falwell Jr. was involved? A threesome of sorts. Okay, so the first card out is, this is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is telling me that there is some truth to this. Let's see what else we get. The Emperor card. So this card represents Jerry Falwell Jr. He's the big dog in this situation. Next card, this is the Two of Wands, and this is telling me that this obviously has gotten out to the world. Sometimes this card for me now represents the internet. It's gotten out to the world. Seven of Swords. Yeah, they are trying to play victims. Jerry Falwell Jr., and even Giancarlo Granda, this pool boy, they're all kind of trying to present themselves as victims on both sides of it. So, and the Moon card. This is letting us know that there is some illumination that's being shown on the situation. It's a treacherous situation. Jerry Falwell Jr. had to resign because of this scandal. It has illuminated some very big shortcomings on their part. I mean, he was a great leader in a religious institution. You know, there is danger in the way we sometimes elevate people. We have these unrealistic expectations of people because they have become at very high levels of religious institutions. But what we continually fail to remember is that they are human beings. They don't become gods. Now, yes, we all are part of God, and we all have elements of God in us. And we are capable of doing great, loving things and being leaders of beautiful movements, of helping people, loving people, teaching people. But ultimately, we are still human beings and we have our shortcomings. So there's a danger in us putting giving one or two people, or just people in general, too much power. We have to keep not just them in check, but ourselves in check. So this is, when things like this happen, these folks, I don't like to write them off totally as being, some kind of devils or totally terrible people. I think that their misgivings, their shortcomings, their sins, whatever you call that, they, when those things come to light for us, they're lessons for us. So, we just have to continue to realize that people are people and no one is perfect, and everyone has moments where they're going to do things, and sometimes they get exposed. In this case, they've been exposed. There is truth to this. There is some victimhood on, both of their sides. And on the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune, which, it was a definite change of fortune for this religious leader. So unfortunately, it has, they've taken a fall because of it. But, what's important is what we learn from this. The lesson of, not handing over your personal power to a single person or institution. It's okay to be a part of something big and to, be a part of a positive movement. But just to keep yourself grounded and, realize that people are people. All right, so the only other thing I wanted to look at, I didn't even really pull clarifiers for that because it's fairly certain, fairly clear that there was some kind of, this card also lets us know that there was a little bit of, I want to say a little bit of blackmail involved. So it's possible that this pool boy could have been trying to get something from this, and maybe trying to get a book deal or something like that. We're in that culture where people are really just trying to get what they can get. So, yeah, I think he saw a way to cash in, and this is what he may be up to. Not saying that it wasn't true and that it didn't happen, but the pool boy is probably looking at his angle of how he can cash in. Let's take a look. I'm going to use my my tea deck. Get some extra tea on this. So I'm going to ask, did this pool boy, Giancarlo Granda, is he just simply out for like a book deal or money? Okay, this one just flew out. Okay, so busy. So he's busy. He's making his rounds on the news. What else can you tell us? What else can you tell us about this young man who's come out with this scandalous story? Okay, so this is the leaving card reversed. So he's not leaving this alone. So he's definitely going to keep going with this. He's going to keep pushing this. Okay. He's wanting this to not just be a flash in the pan thing. He wants to make this bigger. And attraction. So yeah, there was an attraction with the wife of Jerry Falwell Jr. And I just had two more cards to pop out as I was, let's see, secrets. And now blocked access. So yeah, looks like it might have been, yes, let's keep this a secret, but this is strictly on our terms. So it looks like the Falwells wanted things, this to be their toy. Wanted this guy to be their toy. One more card, Spirit, please. Tell us about this situation. Anything else we can learn from it? possibly, this could be about this clinging card, clinging to attachments. I think there may have been a little bit more to this. And there's more that might be coming out. Because, you know, when you've got blocked and clinging, it seems as though there may have been something to do with a person that wanted to take it further, but they were being blocked because they were being too clingy. Really interesting. Very interesting how, and again, that leaving card was reversed. Someone not wanting to leave or leave it alone. And the attraction card. I don't know if this is maybe having to do with Jerry Falwell's wife not wanting to let go of this thing that was going on. This thing got maybe out of control with her, and there was some blocking that was implemented. Really interesting. So I think we have some more information coming out about that, because evidently this went on a while back, but now it's coming out. So looks like there's some more questions that are going to be answered. Yeah, I have a feeling there's a book that's going to be coming out, because that's the thing these days. People writing books and, you know, to make money, which, I mean, it's your right to do that, but now, I mean, was that his intent all along? I think that's the Falwells. That's their argument, that I think that he was targeting them for their money and because they were powerful people. Okay, I guess I'll ask that question and then we'll move on. Did Giancarlo Granda target the Falwells for their money and power? Did he go after or tempt Jerry Falwell's wife? You know, his story is that they came after him. Let's see. Did Giancarlo Granda target the Falwells? Yes or no card, please. One card, yes or no. Spirit, did this pool boy target the Falwells? This is a temptation with gifts. So I don't get the feeling that he went after them. I believe that they tempted him with their generosity. They were the ones in the power position. They were the ones that could offer something of value. So that's the back and forth that they're going to do with the public to try to convince the public that they were victims of this pool boy, and then the pool boy is saying it's the opposite. So all right, so let's clear the cards and let's ask about those numbers. Let's ask about the death numbers in the United States. Are the numbers real? Let's just ask it like that. Are the death numbers real for the COVID-19 situation? Are the COVID-19 death counts real? Okay, so the card that popped out is the Star card. That's a yes. I really probably don't even need to go any further than this, because, you know, sometimes you get, out of all these cards, there are some cards that are definite yeses. This is a yes. But I'm going to pull 3 more to see if there's anything else we need to know about this. Spirit, is there anything else we need to know about these numbers? Is there anything else that we need to know about these numbers? Is there anything else that we need to know about these COVID-19 death counts, these numbers? Okay, 3 cards. Okay. So the first card is the 7 of Wands. And this is a defending of those numbers. This is definitely there are numbers that, these are numbers that are being defended. These are the those who have been reporting. They've been trying to keep the numbers accurate. But then there's the Devil card. So this is an energy where, and this is in the middle position, that's like the past, present, future. I've got another card here for the future. This is about, there are some forces that are trying to be deceptive of the numbers and suppressing some of those numbers. So there is some manipulation that has been tried to make these numbers appear different. And High Priestess card. So this is about, and we're going to be more enlightened on this. I believe that there's a female energy here that is in a leadership position who's going to help to expose more truth to what's being done. Because although we get the Star card that the numbers are accurate, we've had some recent attempt to manipulate. So there is something up with that. There's something up with that. So let's ask. Let's ask, Spirit, will we, let's ask, Spirit, are the numbers being underreported now? Are the numbers being underreported? Are the COVID-19 death numbers being underreported for political reasons? Yeah. This is hold it down. We need to keep those numbers in control. So yes, there is some deception going on at this time. And I'm going to also clarify and ask it the other way. Were the numbers originally being reported correctly in the past? Were the numbers being reported correctly? Yes. So, but there has been a change, because in the beginning there was a lot of forward movement to take charge in keeping track and counting and knowing who was being affected and the deaths that were occurring due to COVID-19. So, yeah, there have been some changes in how things have been reported. The numbers are being held at bay for political reasons so that it doesn't look as bad, unfortunately. So yeah, we are still in this pandemic, and unfortunately we're in a political environment, and so what we need to do ultimately is keep ourselves safe. We need to continue to do things in a safe way. Be responsible. It's good to be a skeptic. So, but I feel like this is, again, a lesson in listening to our intuition. And also, unfortunately, it's just so sad that we are living in these times where people are trying to manipulate so many people. So we have to pray for discernment so that we can know what is real and what is not, who is real and who is not. A lot of people have been fooled by leaders who have promised things and not delivered. Let's not focus on our disappointments. Let's focus on going forward and be better and be wiser. Okay, I think I'll end it here. I hope I've shed a little bit of light on a couple of things for you today. And I will come back and do a few more of these current event type readings, but I really want to stay as positive as I can for you. And it's just so important that we keep our vibration levels as high as possible. So as we explore these things, even if it's just for entertainment value, that we focus on the positives in all the situations and everything that we look into. The lessons that we can learn and how we can be better and how we can expand our consciousness. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a better day for yourself and for others. Namaste.